When you wake up each morning and whisper to yourself that everything is working out for you, you're not just saying pretty words, you're planting a seed of belief, of possibility, of direction. And belief, my friend, is the starting point of all achievement. You see, life has a way of responding to the attitude you bring into it. When you approach your day with a sense of quiet confidence, when you say, I believe life is aligning in my favor, even if I can't see the whole picture yet, you invite a different kind of energy into your world. You begin to notice opportunities you once overlooked, and you start recognizing progress in places you didn't think to look before. Now, I know some days don't feel like things are working out. Some mornings you wake up with worry sitting heavy on your chest. But that's exactly why this belief is so powerful, because it reminds you that your current moment is not your final destination. It tells you that the pieces are still moving, that the story isn't done, that your life is still shaping itself around your persistence and your faith. And sometimes, the smallest shift in belief can change how you see the entire day. When you choose to believe that life is working for you, not against you, something remarkable happens. Your mind begins to look for proof. It starts scanning your world for moments of alignment, those little signs that things are quietly falling into place. Maybe it's a conversation that shows up at just the right time. Maybe it's a solution that arrives the moment you stop stressing. Maybe it's strength you didn't know you had until life required it from you. These aren't coincidences. They're confirmations, reminders that the work you're doing, the discipline you're practicing, the patience you're building, they're all adding up. And let me tell you, when you walk into your day with this kind of belief, you walk differently, you speak differently, you think differently, you don't crumble as easily under pressure, you don't panic in moments of uncertainty, you stand a little taller, because you carry this inner knowing that even if life throws a curve, you'll find your balance again. You'll adjust, you'll learn, you'll grow, and eventually the outcome will unfold in your favor. You're not just creating a mindset, you're creating a foundation strong enough to hold your dreams, steady enough to carry your challenges, and flexible enough to adapt to change. This belief is your anchor. It reminds you that you're capable, you're resilient, and you're guided by a force that wants to see you rise. So start your day with that quiet declaration. Say it with calm, say it with faith, say it until it starts to feel natural. Because every time you affirm that everything is working out for you, you're not just speaking to your present, you're shaping your future. Everything is always working out for you. When you begin your morning with gratitude, you're not just listing things you appreciate. You're tuning your mind to a higher frequency. You're telling yourself before the noise of the world enters, I choose to see what's good. I choose to see what's working. And that choice, my friend, sets the tone for everything that follows. Gratitude shifts your attention from what's missing to what's already present. It opens your eyes to strength you forgot you had, to progress you didn't realize you were making, and to blessings that were quietly waiting for you to notice them. And the moment you acknowledge what's good, you invite more of it into your life. Now, gratitude isn't just for the easy days. Anyone can be thankful when the sun is shining, when the bills are paid, when everything feels smooth and comfortable. Real gratitude, powerful gratitude, comes from the decision to appreciate what you have, even while you're working toward what you want. It's the ability to find something meaningful in the middle of the mess, to say, I'm grateful for my determination. I'm grateful for another chance. I'm grateful that I'm still standing, still learning, still becoming. That kind of gratitude builds character. It strengthens your spirit. It gives you the emotional stability to face the day with purpose instead of pressure. When you start your morning by saying, Here are the things that are working for me. You immediately shift from scarcity to abundance. You enter your day with a sense of calm confidence instead of worry. You move forward with clarity. And that clarity, that peace of mind, makes you more receptive to solutions, more open to growth, and more aware of opportunities that are already in front of you. Gratitude makes you receptive, and a receptive mind attracts better decisions, better moments, better outcomes. You see, gratitude isn't passive. It's not just a warm feeling inside. Gratitude is a discipline, it's a habit. It's a daily practice that sharpens your awareness and strengthens your emotional muscles. The more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. And the more natural it becomes, the more powerful your mindset grows. A grateful mind doesn't panic at the first sign of trouble. A grateful mind doesn't collapse under pressure. Instead, it says, something is going right here, something is working for me, and I'm going to find it. And that attitude changes everything. When you appreciate what you already have, you take better care of your life. You treat your goals with more respect. You treat your time with more seriousness. You treat yourself with more kindness. Gratitude elevates you. It lifts the weight off your shoulders and reminds you that even in moments of uncertainty, there are still reasons to hope, reasons to believe, reasons to keep going. So when you wake up in the morning, before you check your phone, before you think about your problems, whisper to yourself, I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for another chance to become who I'm meant to be. Let that feeling rise in your chest. Let it guide your steps. Let it shape your attitude and fuel your actions. Because a day that begins with gratitude becomes a day that works in your favor. When you begin your morning with gratitude, you're not just listing things you appreciate. You're tuning your mind to a higher frequency. You're telling yourself, before the noise of the world enters, I choose to see what's good. I choose to see what's working. And that choice, my friend, sets the tone for everything that follows. Gratitude shifts your attention from what's missing to what's already present. It opens your eyes to strength you forgot you had, to progress you didn't realize you were making, and to blessings that were quietly waiting for you to notice them. And the moment you acknowledge what's good, you invite more of it into your life. Now, gratitude isn't just for the easy days. Anyone can be thankful when the sun is shining, when the bills are paid, when everything feels smooth and comfortable. Real gratitude, powerful gratitude, comes from the decision to appreciate what you have, even while you're working toward what you want. It's the ability to find something meaningful in the middle of the mess, to say, I'm grateful for my determination. I'm grateful for another chance. I'm grateful that I'm still standing, still learning, still becoming. That kind of gratitude builds character. It strengthens your spirit. It gives you the emotional stability to face the day with purpose instead of pressure. When you start your morning by saying, here are the things that are working for me, you immediately shift from scarcity to abundance. You enter your day with a sense of calm confidence instead of worry. You move forward with clarity. And that clarity, that peace of mind, makes you more receptive to solutions, more open to growth, and more aware of opportunities that are already in front of you. Gratitude makes you receptive, and a receptive mind attracts better decisions, better moments, better outcomes. You see, gratitude isn't passive. It's not just a warm feeling inside. Gratitude is a discipline. It's a habit. It's a daily practice that sharpens your awareness and strengthens your emotional muscles. The more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. And the more natural it becomes, the more powerful your mindset grows. A grateful mind doesn't panic at the first sign of trouble. A grateful mind doesn't collapse under pressure. Instead, it says, something is going right here, Something is working for me, and I'm going to find it, and that attitude changes everything. When you appreciate what you already have, you take better care of your life. You treat your goals with more respect. You treat your time with more seriousness. You treat yourself with more kindness. Gratitude elevates you. It lifts the weight off your shoulders and reminds you that even in moments of uncertainty, there are still reasons to hope, reasons to believe, reasons to keep going. So when you wake up in the morning, before you check your phone, before you think about your problems, whisper to yourself, I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for another chance to become who I'm meant to be. Let that feeling rise in your chest. Let it guide your steps. Let it shape your attitude and fuel your actions. Because a day that begins with gratitude becomes a day that works in your favor. When you speak positivity into your day, you're doing more than just saying nice words. You're directing the course of your thoughts. And the direction of your thoughts determines the direction of your life. You see, the mind is a remarkable instrument. It listens, it absorbs, it responds. The words you choose in the morning have a way of shaping what you notice, how you feel, and how you react to whatever comes your way. So when you start your day by saying, I'm expecting something good today, you're not pretending, you're preparing. You're preparing your mind to look for the good, to find the good, and to stay steady even when the unexpected shows up. Now, I know the world can be noisy. You wake up, and before you've taken your first deep breath, life is already asking for your attention, tasks, responsibilities, doubts, worries. That's why speaking positivity into your day is so crucial. It's your way of saying, before the world speaks to me, I will speak to myself. And when you speak with intention, you take back control of your emotional energy. You decide the tone. You decide the mindset. You decide how you will carry yourself into the day. Say something simple, something powerful. Today, I choose peace. I choose focus. I choose strength. These aren't just phrases. They are commitments you make to yourself. And once you make a commitment to your own well-being, your mindset shifts. Your shoulders relax. Your spirit steadies. You step into the day with clarity instead of chaos. But here's the real power. The words you speak to yourself early in the morning become the shield you carry throughout the day. When challenges arise, and they will, you'll have something solid to return to. You'll remember the tone you set. You'll remember the strength you chose. You'll remember the calm you claimed. And because of that, you won't crumble as quickly. You won't allow one small setback to define your entire day. Instead, you'll say, I already set my intention for this day. I'm staying on course. Positivity isn't about ignoring reality. It's about improving the way you face it. It gives you the courage to respond instead of react, to think instead of panic, to rise instead of retreat. When you practice speaking positive words, you give your mind a new script, one that empowers instead of weakens, one that lifts instead of discourages, one that guides instead of confuses. And the beautiful thing is this: the more consistently you do it, the more naturally it begins to flow. Soon positivity becomes your default language. You catch negativity faster. You redirect your thoughts more smoothly. You protect your focus with greater strength. You begin to build a life shaped not by fear or worry, but by intention and awareness. So each morning, take a moment to speak power into your day. Speak with heart, with sincerity, with belief. Let your words rise above your doubts. Let them carry you into the day with purpose. Because when you speak positivity into your morning, you create a day that reflects the strength inside you. There comes a moment each morning when you have to decide whether you'll carry yesterday's worries into today, or whether you'll release them and step into the new day with a lighter heart. Letting go of the need to control everything is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's the understanding that life has its own rhythm, its own timing, its own way of revealing answers when you're ready to receive them. And when you learn to trust that process, you give yourself a gift far greater than certainty. You give yourself peace. You see, most of the stress we feel doesn't come from what's happening around us. It comes from the story we tell ourselves about how things should be. We think every detail must go exactly according to plan. Every outcome must happen on our schedule. Every challenge must resolve instantly. But that's not how life works. And thank goodness it doesn't, because some of the best things that ever happened to you aren't the things you planned. They're the things life surprised you with, the opportunities you didn't expect, the connections you didn't foresee, the strength you didn't know you had until life called on it. When you begin your day by releasing your grip by saying to yourself, "I don't need to control everything. I just need to show up with my best," you step out of fear and into flow. You allow life to guide you, support you, and open doors you didn't even know existed. This doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. No, it means you work with clarity instead of panic. You act with intention instead of desperation. You move forward with faith instead of frustration. Trusting the process is not passive, it's active confidence. It's saying, "I've done my part, and now I trust life to do its part." And when you live with that kind of mindset, you stop fighting battles that were never yours to fight. You stop forcing outcomes that were never meant to be forced. You stop rushing timing that was designed to unfold gently. Instead, you settle into a steady rhythm, one where your heart stays calm, your mind stays open, and your energy stays strong. And here's something I want you to really feel. When you let go, you make room for solutions, room for ideas, room for blessings. Stress tightens you. It narrows your vision. It closes your thinking. But trust opens you. It softens your steps. It widens your awareness. It allows you to see the path that's been waiting for you all along. So when the day begins, remind yourself that not everything needs your control. Some things simply need your patience, your presence, and your belief. Say to yourself, "Life is working with me, not against me." Feel the weight lift off your shoulders as you release the need to micromanage every moment. You are supported more than you know, you are guided more than you realize, and the solutions you seek often arrive the moment you stop chasing them and start trusting them. Let go and trust that today will unfold in your favor. There's a reason I tell people to repeat the phrase, "Everything is always working out for me." It's not just a comforting line. It's a powerful reminder of the relationship between your mindset and your destiny. When you speak those words, you're not denying your challenges. You're not pretending that life is perfect. What you're doing is placing your faith above your fear. You're choosing a perspective that lifts you instead of one that weighs you down. And make no mistake, perspective is one of the greatest tools you'll ever have. When you repeat that affirmation, you're training your mind to look beyond the immediate moment. You're teaching yourself that your current situation is not the end of the story. Maybe things look uncertain. Maybe they look slow. Maybe they look tangled. But the moment you remind yourself that everything is working out for you, you give yourself the emotional courage to continue. You give yourself permission to breathe, to trust, to move forward without panic clouding your decisions. And let me tell you something important. Your mind listens to you. It believes what you consistently tell it. If you feed it doubt, it grows doubt. If you feed it fear, it grows fear. But if you feed it a steady diet of belief, of hope, of assurance, it will begin to shape your thoughts, your choices, and even your habits in alignment with that belief. That affirmation becomes a compass, guiding your focus back to what empowers you. You see, life has a way of testing your patience. Sometimes it keeps you waiting longer than you'd like. Sometimes it takes you through detours that don't make sense at first. But those detours often lead to the places you were meant to discover. And every time you repeat that phrase, "Everything is always working out for me," you're reminding yourself that the journey, no matter how winding, is putting you exactly where you need to be. This affirmation also protects you from unnecessary stress, because when you believe things are working out, you stop trying to control every angle. You stop overthinking every possibility. You stop fearing every unknown. Instead, you allow space for solutions to emerge naturally. You allow yourself to grow into the person who can handle what you're asking for. You align your emotions with the outcomes you desire. And the beauty of belief is this: once you adopt it, you start seeing proof of it everywhere. A problem resolves quicker than you expected. A new opportunity shows up the moment you felt stuck. A conversation opens a door you didn't even know was there. These moments build momentum. They strengthen your faith. They give you the confidence to say the affirmation not just with your voice, but with your heart. So say it in the morning. Say it when you feel uncertain. Say it when things are going well and when they're not. Say it until it becomes a truth you walk in, a truth you breathe, a truth you live. Because the more you affirm it, the more life will rise to meet that expectation. Everything is always working out for you. When you take a moment to visualize your success, you're doing something truly extraordinary. You're giving your mind a destination before the day even begins. You're showing yourself where you're heading long before the world has a chance to distract you. And that simple act, closing your eyes and seeing the life you want, creates a shift inside you. It stirs something powerful. It awakens a sense of direction, a sense of purpose, a sense of certainty. Because when the mind can see it, the heart can believe it, and the body can start moving toward it. You see, most people begin their day reacting to problems, reacting to stress, reacting to whatever shows up. But you're not meant to live your life as a reaction. You're meant to design it, and visualization is one of the greatest tools in that process. It lets you step into the future you're working toward, even if just for a moment. It lets you feel the confidence, the peace, the success you're building. And once you feel it, once you taste it, it becomes very hard to return to old habits or old thinking. Picture the life you want, the strength in your posture, the clarity in your mind, the calm in your heart. Picture the goals you're chasing completed, achieved, celebrated. Picture the version of yourself who rises with discipline, who walks with intention, who speaks with certainty. That version of you already exists in your imagination, and imagination is the first blueprint for reality. The more vividly you see it, the more naturally you move in that direction. And here's the secret: visualization doesn't just inspire you, it prepares you. It trains your mind to recognize opportunity. It sharpens your focus. It develops an expectation within you, a belief that good things are not only possible, but on their way. When you start your morning by seeing success, you carry that image with you. You make decisions that align with it. You avoid distractions that threaten it. You act like someone who knows where they're going. There's emotion in it too. When you visualize, you connect deeply with the feeling of success, not just the idea, and emotion is fuel. Emotion is what turns a simple image into powerful motivation. It's what pushes you to take that extra step, make that extra call, give that extra effort. When you feel your future in your bones, your present begins to shift. And let me tell you something important. Life responds to clarity. When you're clear on what you want, life has a way of sending the right people, the right ideas, the right moments. Not because of luck, but because your focus sharpens your awareness. You begin to see possibilities you used to overlook. You begin to walk with a quiet confidence that tells the world, I'm on my way. So when the day begins and you take that breath to center yourself, close your eyes for just a moment. See the life you're creating. See it like it's already yours. Feel it like it's already happening. Carry that vision with you as you move through the day. Because the mind that can see success is the mind that can achieve it. Every day, you have a choice about the thoughts you allow into your mind. You can let them wander wherever they want, or you can take charge and choose empowering thoughts that lift you, strengthen you, and prepare you to handle whatever the day brings. You see, most people underestimate the power of their own thinking. They let fear, doubt, and worry take the driver's seat, and then they wonder why life feels heavy or out of control. But you, my friend, can choose differently. You can choose thoughts that build courage, confidence, and clarity. You can choose thoughts that remind you of your value, your potential, and your ability to overcome. Empowering thoughts aren't just nice ideas. They're decisions to believe in your capacity to handle challenges, to grow through obstacles, and to see opportunity in what others call setbacks. When you start your morning by choosing these thoughts, you are planting seeds for your entire day. Each decision you make, each action you take, begins to align with the energy of those thoughts. You'll notice it in the way you respond to people, in the way you approach tasks, and in the calm determination that carries you forward. Your mind becomes a tool, not a battlefield, and here's the beautiful truth. Empowering thoughts create momentum. Once your mind is set in this way, your heart follows, your actions follow. The world begins to respond differently to you because you're showing up differently. You're showing up with a quiet strength that says, I can handle this, I can grow from this, I can move forward no matter what. And that energy, your energy, magnetizes solutions, opportunities, and people who resonate with the same level of commitment and focus. But let's be honest, it's easy to fall back into old patterns. Fear and doubt have a way of sneaking in, whispering that you can't, that you won't, that it's too hard. That's why the practice of choosing empowering thoughts must be intentional. You must remind yourself repeatedly that the thoughts you hold shape the life you live. You must train your mind to catch the negative, to question it, and to replace it with something that serves your growth. This is not a quick trick, it's a discipline, and like all disciplines, the more you practice it, the stronger you become, the more natural it feels, and the more it transforms the way you move through life. Every morning, make the choice to feed your mind with thoughts that empower, not weaken. Thoughts that remind you of your abilities, your potential, and your resilience. Thoughts that inspire action instead of hesitation, courage instead of fear, focus instead of distraction. Let your thinking be the foundation for the life you want to build, because your life will always rise or fall on the strength of the thoughts you nurture. Choose thoughts that lift you, and you will lift your life. You know, life has a way of throwing challenges at us that can make even the strongest person doubt themselves. But here's the secret. Setbacks aren't permanent unless you let them define you. The moment you catch yourself sinking into negative thinking, you have a choice. You can either feed it or you can redirect it. And that redirection, my friend, is where growth begins. It's where you take control of your mind and refuse to let temporary obstacles steal your peace, your confidence, or your drive. Life will always test you, but it's not the tests themselves that shape you, it's how you respond. Negative thinking has a way of creeping in quietly. One thought leads to another, and before you know it, you're in a spiral of doubt, worry, and fear. It tells you this is too hard, or you'll never succeed, or why even try, but you don't have to listen. You can catch that thought and say, no, I'm stronger than this. I've overcome before, and I will overcome again. Every time you redirect your thinking, you reinforce a powerful truth. You are in charge of your mind. You are in charge of your attitude, and when your attitude is strong, nothing outside of you can shake it. Redirecting negative thinking doesn't mean ignoring reality. It doesn't mean pretending problems don't exist. No, it means acknowledging the situation, but refusing to let it control your emotions or your actions. It means asking yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I turn this challenge into an opportunity? And when you do that, every setback becomes a stepping stone. Every obstacle becomes a lesson. And every disappointment becomes a teacher guiding you toward the person you are meant to become. The more you practice redirecting your thoughts, the easier it becomes. You start to notice the negative patterns before they take hold. You start to replace fear with faith, doubt with determination, worry with action. Your mind begins to work for you instead of against you. And the result? A resilience that cannot be shaken, a focus that cannot be distracted, a confidence that cannot be stolen. You begin to walk through life with the quiet certainty that no matter what happens, you will find a way forward. And here's the beauty of it: when you master this skill, life begins to feel lighter. The challenges are still there, yes, but they no longer intimidate you. They no longer control your mood, your choices, or your energy. You've taken back your power. You've trained your mind to be a source of strength rather than a source of stress. You've learned that your thoughts shape your reality more than circumstances ever could. So today, make a conscious decision. When negativity tries to creep in, redirect it. Transform doubt into determination, fear into faith, worry into action. Protect your mind like it's the most valuable asset you own, because it is. Your thoughts are shaping your life, and you get to decide which ones lead the way. Redirect your thoughts, and you will redirect your life. One of the greatest lessons you can learn in life is to trust the timing of your journey. You see, so many people get frustrated because they want everything to happen all at once. They want the success, the recognition, the results, and they want it now. But life doesn't work that way. Life unfolds in its own rhythm, and every step you take, every lesson you learn, every moment you endure, it's all part of a bigger plan, a bigger design that you may not fully see yet. And when you trust that timing, you free yourself from unnecessary stress, doubt, and impatience. Trusting the process doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means showing up consistently, doing your best, and allowing life to respond in its own way. It's the understanding that each experience, each challenge, each detour is preparing you for something greater. Every delay has its purpose. Every setback has its lesson. Every period of waiting is building patience, resilience, and wisdom. When you accept that, your journey becomes less about frustration and more about growth. You start to see that life isn't just about reaching the destination. It's about becoming the person who can handle the destination when it arrives. I want you to feel this deeply. The right opportunities, the right connections, the right breakthroughs, they don't arrive too early or too late. They arrive exactly when you are ready for them, and when you trust that, you stop rushing, stop forcing, stop comparing your path to someone else's. You start focusing on your own work, your own discipline, your own growth. You focus on becoming the person capable of achieving the life you desire. And that is where true success begins inside of you, long before it shows up outside. Sometimes it's hard to see the bigger picture. especially when life feels slow or confusing. But even in those moments, there is progress happening quietly behind the scenes. Your habits are building, your skills are sharpening, your mindset is growing stronger, and the day will come when all of those small efforts connect, align, and multiply into something far beyond what you imagined. Trusting the timing means believing in that unseen progress. It means believing that your dedication, your patience, your persistence, they are all being rewarded in ways you cannot yet measure. And here's the real beauty. When you trust the timing of your journey, you live with less fear and more faith. You no longer panic when doors close because you know new doors are forming. You no longer feel desperate when plans don't work out because you know the right plan is still unfolding. You live each day with the calm confidence that life is moving with you, not against you. You become steady, resilient, and unstoppable. So today, release the pressure to control everything. Release the need to rush, and release the fear of missing out. Believe that every step, every challenge, every moment of waiting is perfectly timed for your growth and your success. Trust the timing of your life, and you will never be out of step with your destiny. There is a remarkable power in carrying calmness throughout your day. It may sound simple, almost too simple, but the way you move through life, the energy you bring into each moment, determines more than you realize. Calmness is not about being passive or indifferent. No, it's about being centered, composed, and grounded no matter what happens around you. When you carry calmness, you are creating a space within yourself that allows clarity to emerge. You're giving your mind room to think, your heart room to feel, and your spirit room to respond rather than react. And that, my friend, is where real strength lies. Too often, people allow chaos, pressure, and urgency to dictate their actions. They wake up and immediately feel rushed, stressed, or anxious, and from that point, the day becomes a reflection of their inner turbulence. But when you intentionally cultivate calmness, even amidst uncertainty, you shift everything. Your thoughts are sharper. Your decisions are wiser. Your energy doesn't drain on needless worry or frustration. You respond to challenges with presence, not panic. You listen before reacting. You see solutions instead of problems. Calmness is the secret that allows you to navigate life with balance, effectiveness, and confidence. And here's the thing, calmness isn't something you stumble upon. It's cultivated, practiced, and nurtured. It begins with small habits, breathing deeply, taking a moment before reacting, choosing perspective over panic. It grows when you affirm to yourself, I am steady, I am present, I am in control of my mind and my emotions. With each day you practice this, you build resilience. You learn that no external circumstance has the power to dictate your inner peace unless you allow it to. You carry that calm like armor, protecting your focus, your energy, and your potential. Calmness also attracts opportunity. People are drawn to those who are composed under pressure, who can think clearly when others panic, who remain steady when chaos surrounds them. Your presence becomes a magnet for clarity, solutions, and alignment. Opportunities often present themselves not to those who rush, but to those who are patient, centered, and observant. Your calmness allows you to see what others miss. It allows you to act with precision rather than impulse. It allows you to navigate the day with purpose instead of merely reacting to circumstance. And let me emphasize this, calmness is emotional strength. It doesn't mean you won't feel pressure or stress. It means you don't let those feelings control you. It means you carry a quiet confidence that no matter what comes, you can handle it. You've trained your mind to stay anchored, your heart to stay focused, and your spirit to stay unshaken. That kind of inner stability transforms your day, your work, your relationships, and ultimately your life. So when you wake up, take a deep breath and remind yourself, carry calmness today. Let it guide your decisions, temper your reactions, and protect your focus. Let it rise within you, steadying your steps and shaping your actions. Carry calmness, and life will carry you.